Welcome to Inferno TV, episode 9.
Episode 9. 9 weeks of us.
Pure joy.
And 1 week of Steve.
And 1 week of Steve, yeah. 8 weeks of them. No, not 8 weeks.
Oh, yeah, 8 weeks of you.
It was been a while. Anyway.
An older lady at the tent actually said to me recently that she's really enjoyed it.
Good.
But she can't see and she's deaf, so.
So we're appealing to the short-sighted elderly people. That's good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, she said you look tremendous.
Good. I'll play to my demographic. It'll be great.
Don't ever want to see you do that again.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, welcome. Good to have you back. Let's crack into it, shall we?
Yeah.
So last weekend we only had the one game. Sunday night against Hull.
We lost.
Good. Yeah, that's good observational skills. Spot on.
Yeah.
What do we think?
Well, I'm pretty sure that Hull were cheating. Because I saw Cloutier, and he looks exactly the same now as he looked 10 years ago, and he's still playing exactly the same, and that can't possibly be right, can it?
Oh,
Hell of fun.
come on.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's
The amount of abuse we have off you.
this is one of the issues of live television, sorry.
Live. Yeah.
Yeah, but also, Jason Silverthorne, he's a lot better than he was when he was playing for us, isn't he?
And he's still wearing the same amount of guideline, which is nice.
But he still looks exactly the same.
He does. They all do.
It's incredible at Hull.
Yeah.
What are they taking there?
Something in the water. Must be.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
But fair play to them. They came down and they stuck with their road game, which at the start looked like it was going to be a bit of a nightmare for them.
Cracking road games,
Because Devils were all over them at the start. But as they came back into it, that counter-attack that they run, and with guys who are as skilled as Tendler and Doucette, and you've got to mention...
How do you pronounce his first name?
Bucket? I don't know.
You know, I'll just stick with Doucette, thanks, because I know what you're about there.
Yeah.
And Matty Davis, is it Matty?
Matty Davis is good. Pash.
But Matty's having a standout season. That's the reason he's putting him in. I would have said he's putting himself in line for a GB place, and it looks deserved as well. He played very well again. I know he was one of the guys that I was looking out for on the night to see how he went, and he went well.
But no, I mean Hull played a good game. They
Not a one-man team anymore.
Not a one-man team anymore. Exactly. They got options.
Well, I thought that was. Oh no! It's my first bit of speaking. My voice is gone.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah.
So, you listen, damn you. I actually thought that we were pretty harshly criticised after the game because that was. I suppose maybe because I was commentating, then maybe I watched it a bit more evenly. But I actually thought that was one of the best games I've seen for a long, long time. From an entertainment point of view, I know there were a few errors from both teams, but I thought everything. It went flat at the end, and obviously you losing at home. But you know, you don't want to lose. But if I was going to go and watch a game like that every week, okay, you've got to win some games because eventually you get a bit fed up of not winning. But if I'm going to watch a game like that every week, I'd be pretty happy. That first 10-15 minutes, that was some of the fastest paced hockey I've seen in a long time. So in our league anyway.
We keep going back to that. We keep going back to we win the first period. I think we lose the second period, and then we do okay in the third. Maybe we win, maybe we don't.
Well, I thought the second period we went okay this time. I think that overall, but we just had silly errors.
We certainly outshot Hull in the second period.
Massively outshot them in the second period.
Yeah, unless the game sheet was wrong, because let's face it, that's possible as well. Yeah.
But even, let's say it was a little bit out. We still massively outshot them. But what they do have is a netminder on fire at the moment.
Bounds is playing out of his skin. Yeah. When you look at his stats, it's nothing special, is it? You know.
He's facing more shots than virtually any other netminder in the league.
Yep.
But
he's got better recently, though, isn't he? Like he started.
He has. He started off. He was a little bit. Yeah, you know, he was a little bit off the boil, but he isn't now.
I'm sorry for saying this. Are we making him look good?
Well, there's also an element of that because we can at the Twine at the moment.
Yeah.
But
he did. The guy did have 60 saves the night before against Belfast.
Off 62 shots. Yeah.
So I mean, he's playing well. The only
is,
mistake he made was Myers' goal for us, wasn't it? That was literally as far as I could see. He made some unbelievable saves.
He really
on that night. We missed a couple of chances, but fair play. But yeah, I thought what you were saying earlier. They're definitely not a one-man team. And they're a really, really good balance. I think they'll be even better. Obviously, they're without Derek Campbell as well at the moment, aren't they, Hull? So they'll be even better when they get that extra import in, assuming they do. And
they're saying they are. They're saying they're going for somebody. It'd be interesting what they bring in. Will they bring in another tough guy?
Well, I don't know if they need it really. I mean, they've got Smith, Suderman, Cloutier's tough as nails when he wants to be, isn't he?
They don't look fragile, do they?
No, they've got plenty there, I think. So, like, I thought they are a better Hull side than I've seen in a while. They've got a lot more offensively. Guillaume Doucet is
What was it?
that guy. Guillaume.
C'est bon.
Yeah.
C'est magnifique.
All right.
I like
yeah.
it. Where's that
El
from?
Just because I
Magnifico.
know one word. Now he was like, you can't overestimate how good that guy was.
Yeah.
The release on his shot is unbelievable for
Phenomenal,
this league. You rarely see a shot like that. Some of the shots he was getting away, unbelievable. And not only was his offense good, defensively, his back checking, he was breaking up plays, as was Tendler as well.
Yeah.
Silverthorne was excellent defensively, as he always is, but he seemed to have an extra yard of pace skating forward as well. So I don't know whether that's just a team starting to play with confidence and enjoying playing together. But without a doubt, I thought that was a good game. I know we lost, but it was entertaining. It was a bit of a wet ending there with the empty net, and I think they just seem to be fitter than us. They just seem to want it more and be fitter than us at the end of the day. And
Definitely
it was
want
a
it
shame,
more,
really.
yeah.
In the
Why
end.
did we look tired though when we hadn't played the day before?
Don't know. You've got to ask the question though. We did look.
Well,
That's not a one-off
everybody.
either, is it?
No, not everybody
No.
looks tired. Looked tired. In fairness to them,
No.
but some of the guys looked like we'd done a long road trip the day before, and I don't understand why. Because obviously the day before, maybe they trained, but they eaten properly, and then they rested, because they certainly wouldn't have been going out the night before a big game, would they? When we're on a period where we're struggling. So why did they look so tired?
You don't know. I mean, you'd hope they went out. I don't know. Were they?
Well, I don't know, but
I mean, didn't Kirker arrive Saturday? We'll touch on him later. Kirker arrived Saturday, didn't he? So you would hope they would have met Kirker.
I would assume so. Met Kirk, had a chat about what the game plan was for the following day, and then obviously went off, had the right sort of meal that you have
Done something
in
crazy,
preparation.
watched some video, looked at
Yeah.
Hull.
Yeah, possibly do some
Yeah.
analysis, have a chat about strategy, and
Light
then
fitness session.
well,
Who knows?
you know, yeah.
I am interested genuinely in kind of what the fitness regime is, sort of, because I mean, a lot of sports are very open about it. My God, I mean, what are we doing here?
What
We're
was,
trying
that
to
ring-
run a show here,
It's
for
like
God's
some
sake.
sort of amateur night. What's going on?
what was the ringtone?
What is happening?
I know.
We've got a highly professional product going out here, and we've got this going on
Miley
in the
Cyrus
background.
going in the
It's
background.
a Britney
Unbelievable.
Spears ringtone. It's weird, isn't it?
What's the
So-
training?
Well, I'd like to know, because it's something that interests me. But I know a lot of sports are quite sort of closed off about the sort of training they do. I know football is kind of like quite closed off about the kind of analysis
like
they
to be,
use
yeah.
and all that sort of stuff.
It-
Whereas in rugby, it's very much
Yeah.
like, oh, look what we do and all this. So it'd be interesting to know. I know they train down at the fitness factory, don't they? Which, and
Yeah.
I have to say, I used to go there, and it's ace. So like,
There's been a lot less mention of that this season. I mean, last year there was a lot of videos of people on that Predator thing, and it was all a little bit, look at my muscles and all that.
Yeah.
There's been less of that. I've noticed it this year. Maybe I just haven't paid attention. I don't know.
Well, we don't look. Well, we've consistently not played for 60 minutes all season. So I suppose you, as an observer, you question: is that a fitness issue? Is it a mental issue, or is it a little bit of both? Or is it a confidence issue? Because obviously, we are winning games away from home and performing. The Belfast game, the
Yeah.
weekend, we were good.
Have we gone
Well,
out and built a big ice team?
Well, is it that the pressure is different when they're away from home, when they're not feeling the same
True.
pressure to perform?
Or is it the music? Let's put it in. I'm going to put it in the room. I hate this subject. Is it the music? Is it the music? Is it?
It's the drummer.
Winds me up.
It's definitely Brett the drummer, because every time I look at him, he's looking cheerful.
Exactly. He looks happy.
It's, out,
smiling.
it's totally out of
And
order.
he's
that
making
is.
drumming sounds. My God.
But it's a toy drum kit.
I think it's not. I shall tell you what that is. That
What?
is a Sonor Jungle kit, and they are extremely nice pieces of equipment that a lot of drummers are using to gig nowadays.
Well, I happen to know that Brett
Yeah.
actually is a rather extremely good drummer.
Yeah.
Not just on the average,
But
certainly nowhere near average.
every week without fail.
Well, every week, apparently, there are a vast number of drumming experts in the tent.
There are. Yeah.
I can't claim to be a drumming expert. Quite fond of watching Gilson Lavis drumming and a couple of other guys, and been quite interested in it. I have my own
do you
drum
like
kit.
him, do you?
This is called a tangent.
I do.
We're over here somewhere right now. We'll get back to it in a minute.
I do like Gilson. You like Gilson?
Well, he does what he does well, I
Yeah.
suppose. Yeah.
He's not a complicated drummer, I know, but I quite like
Yeah.
I quite like his style.
Yeah.
He's
I
got
think I'm just a little bit. I get a bit bored of Jules Owen.
Should we reel this back
yeah.
in?
So
so is
Somewhere near
the is the music really the issue?
Hockey
Well,
adjacent, maybe.
it's
No.
not related to the hockey, is it?
No.
I think the thing is,
and
I-
Brett's
I-
ace. Thanks, Brett.
I would.
Every week.
I would suggest probably more the issue with an atmosphere is to do with the fact we've won 2 competitive games at home this year. Is it 2?
Well, I think
The 4 competitive games you won all
that's
year.
it's bound to be an issue with atmosphere, isn't it? Because people want to see wins.
I suspect it's got more to do with the on ice situation than anything going off ice.
Like I could be singing, and if we were winning, it wouldn't matter, would it?
No
one would notice because
if you were singing.
well, they
Actually,
might.
that's a good
but,
point.
you know,
If we win, no one whines about them. No one talks about.
no
the
one
music.
mentions the music.
I didn't use the word whine.
Well, it's obvious from the Inferno discussions that there have been. Everybody's got really vastly different tastes.
We do.
And it's incredibly difficult to cater for everybody. And I know from speaking to Di every week, and we have ever since it started, and try to take on, what people have been saying.
But is it not just probably a symptom of the fact that there's a pretty... I'm not going to say around the fan base, because most of the fan base, as much as we would like, don't post on the Inferno. But amongst a lot of Inferno posters, there's a general sort of bit of a shroud of negativity at the moment. So does that just translate into other things? So if people are upset about maybe on ice or performance, do they get worried about? But it's been interesting. There has been a bit of a backlash on the forum, hasn't there, this week? People have been few people saying, can we have a bit more positivity? We'd like to sort of see that.
So groundswell of positivity, or as some people were saying, the happy clappers are back. Beating down the militia front, really, which is quite interesting.
Is it fair to call them happy clappers, and is it fair to class all the people with negative comments into? Because to be fair, there'd have been plenty of negatives to take out of it.
They really have.
Should we all only go with the positives and ignore the negatives? Well, probably not. But should we continue to highlight the negatives when we're making, like, the club itself is making some announcements which maybe is making us look a little bit foolish in the league? And then we seem to be trying to emphasise that behind it for some reason, even though we know that we're already looking foolish. That's the one thing that does concern me some of the time, is sometimes we accentuate how foolish we look.
We make our
because
own,
because we keep... Oh, dear.
Well, you get them in to do a job, they got to leave the lights on, that's all it
That's
is.
that 50 pence gone, sorry.
Fiddling with their phones there.
Both of them. And one of them was like a...
Well, they're
What do you mean
they're
both of
texting
them?
each other,
You mean
I
all
think.
30 of them? That's what
From,
you
from,
mean.
what I, from what I understand, they're texting each other.
Probably, yeah.
So I think what we've established is
Texting each other.
we could and probably should have beaten Hull because we had the opportunities.
We did.
We did some crazy drop-off passes on defence and didn't try and clear a couple of times, and it cost us because they're very good in front of the
There
net.
were some shocking passes, and I don't know. Let's say there was a shocking pass from Chris Blight. There was a shocking pass from Tyson Marsh.
Very unusual, but there was.
Very unusual, and there was a shocking pass from Josh Batch.
He did.
those
Marsh
guys
didn't look and
normally-
hit a blind reverse, and there was a whole player behind him.
Exactly, yeah.
And I think it was Doucette, wasn't it, as well? Of all people to
and
be
it went
skating
straight
behind you.
The flips, well, it did seem that quite often when we were turning the puck over, it was always to Tendler and Doucette, which is a credit to them
They're
in
very,
terms of
very
their
hard
defensive
workers.
Right place,
game.
right
Yeah.
time.
But just make the simple play. But is what you're talking about a symptom? A lot of people would say that's a symptom of perhaps being a bit light on D, isn't it? Like
Could
obviously
be,
Quiney had a good few shifts, didn't he? But it was still it was primarily a 4-man D unit with Quiney taking some shifts. Who actually I think did pretty well.
I thought he was
But-
shifting well.
But are those mistakes a situation
Partly
of
to
perhaps
do with
having
fatigue and that.
fatigue?
Well, I think so,
Well,
yeah.
not when you have one game though on the weekend, perhaps.
No, but I think there is an element of it because it's during a game like that, which is quite fast. You're bound to get periods, where maybe you are feeling a little bit tired, and we are short of bodies at the moment. And we haven't really mentioned that, and we don't want to use that as an excuse because we should have won the game.
Well,
Exactly.
Hull was short of one import, weren't they?
Yeah, it was more a case of we lost that game, and Hull took their chances really well, which they do because that's the style of hockey they play on the road.
Hull seemed to skate right until the last minute.
But
I'm
they
not
always do,
really
don't they?
sure we
Yeah.
did.
They come into it.
They
come
always
into
work
our
hard.
rink, they work hard. They strangle the life out of the game, and they break out and score. So
Although I don't think they did strangle the life out of this game.
I tried pretty damn hard. They had it round their throat, and they were pushing
They,
down.
do,
quite
they put a lot of guys back to take up space, and
Yeah.
on a small
And
ice like ours, that even means that even for a guy like Kirker, who probably has some of the best hands and skates you'll see, that it still makes it very difficult for him to do anything with it. So
How much time did he look like he had though?
he looked like he had more time than he should,
Yeah.
and the ice looked far smoother than I've ever seen it when he was on it.
So
Yeah.
we covered the whole game, which you wanted to talk about first.
Yeah,
We're now on to Kirker. So let's go to Kirker. First impressions.
when that guy's fit, he looks like he could be something else.
Because, I didn't realise until someone said about halfway through the third period, he hasn't skated in, is it 2 or he hasn't played.
I think he's played
3
5
months.
games.
5 games this season, and he hasn't skated in a month or so. Hasn't played in a
Yeah,
month.
he's only been working himself, but
Amazing.
training
Yeah.
himself. So that should. So you've got a guy there with the speed of Bayrak, the skill of Galbraith. is the way it looked on the ice. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh on him then.
And the
Yeah.
size of, well, of somebody.
He's
I
a bit. Well,
can't think. I should have
he's
got
a
a
bit,
name ready.
He's a bit like Whirl for build. You know, he's chunky.
218 pounds.
Yeah, he's chunky.
Big guy.
He's certainly not an overweight guy.
Is that kind of Keith size?
He looks quite powerful.
He's bigger than Keith.
You're right,
Yeah.
he's bigger than Keith, isn't he?
He's no fighter though, and I wouldn't
No.
want anybody thinking at this
Oh,
point.
no,
what
God,
we're
no.
suggesting is
It'd
that
be hard to
Kirk
move.
is-
It'd be
that
hard
Kirk
to
is
move
gonna-
in front of the
yeah.
net.
Well, you saw a couple of times when they tried to get him off the puck, it didn't really happen.
No.
No.
And I did see one where someone chased him behind the net, flat out, and the whole player fell over, and Kirk came out the other side with the puck, and that wasn't because Kirk had checked him.
Exactly.
It was because he lost his edge.
And his penalty shot was.
Yeah, that's
absolutely
highlight reel
stellar.
stuff. Isn't
I don't
it?
think Bounds moved. He didn't.
Well, I think he was
He
probably
didn't seem
I think
to
he was
see
watching the eyes, but Kirk wasn't looking where he placed it.
No, not at all.
Because normally you look to see where the guy's eyes are, or some sort of inflection in his body, which suggests he's going right or left, up or down,
Nothing.
whatever he's
Yeah.
doing. Not a thing. No, he had me. I actually thought he wasn't going to score. I have to be honest. He came in. He didn't really do anything with it. I was expecting some sort of toe drag or a deke or
Nothing.
something that I haven't seen. Maybe
Poor
going
man.
on reverse and then place it, but nothing.
Yeah.
He almost just put it there. In the
We just
corner,
placed
didn't
it perfectly. It was brilliant.
he? Yeah.
We wouldn't want to build him up too much, but
No,
he
You can
looks like
see
loads of potential.
the guy has played recently at a far higher level than this league.
Yeah, he looks
I think-
class.
Didn't you see him play at Sparta?
Well, I think I must have done. I
Yeah.
saw them play the year he was there, so I must have done. And I know that game. Obviously, no offense to our league or anything, but the level of the
Yeah.
Czech actual league is just
Yeah, it's
a
very
clear
high.
cut above. So I mean, it's in the top. You've got NHL.
Well, he's
KHL,
never played at a low level. has he?
Swedish, Finnish, and Czech leagues are the three that are regarded just below the KHL, I guess, aren't they? So
Exactly. Yeah.
you know.
So he's played at really high level. He's probably not quite match fit yet. I doubt he had time. I don't even know if he skated with his line mates. To be fair. So
But I like that we were able to get him in quickly by
Yeah.
looking to Europe though, because
yeah.
Yeah.
it's something we haven't
East-
done much. and
Eastern
that-
Europe as well.
I
It's good
certainly
to see an
think-
Eastern European here.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
the skill level there is so high.
Well, exactly, yeah, and but the other advantage, of course, is that we were able to get him in.
Yeah.
Yeah, no visa issues, it all happens
Well,
pretty
exactly, because
quickly.
we always look to North America for imports. I mean, we've had Lucas Komarek and
Matis
Matt
Patrico, yeah.
Yeah.
that I can remember in the last sort of I don't know 8 or so years.
And Patrico was at Newcastle
Yeah,
Nottingham
yeah.
the year before. He was
Matthew was a great guy. In fact, they were both great guys. Matthew was a great guy.
Yeah,
You
really was.
you dealt with him quite a lot during the time he was here, and he was a really good guy.
Yeah.
So, where are we off to next,
Anyway.
Skip?
So we talked about Kirker. Thumbs up.
Definitely looks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very happy with
Definitely
the signing.
looks
We
And
were properly
good-
impressed. Yeah.
good work to the guys for signing him because he looks the real deal.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that was a highlight for the Devils last week, after a fairly shambolic period. I think he
It's
said
been-
omni-shambles, which I thought was brilliant.
It's
yeah.
been very messy, I would have
a
said.
fairly omni-shambolic period.
Referenced.
Yeah, it's good. I like it.
Omnichannel is
So-
a great word.
That was a real highlight.
From the thick of it.
Corking signing, a good pickup and a good PR result.
Yeah.
And then we go ahead and we do what we did this week, which is we stood by Conboy 8 days ago.
Yeah.
So we've let him go. It seems strange to me. What do you guys reckon?
Well, I'm glad he's gone because he was absolutely filthy. In all honesty, all around the league, everywhere he went, he was injuring other guys, and you just cannot have a guy
Did he,
in the league who plays like that.
did he actually injure anybody?
Well, he must have done. Look at the bans he took. Only Derek Campbell's got more bans
Yeah, but that.
than.
Yeah, but that. No.
So who did he injure? Because he didn't. Okay, he headbutted the. Was he a Swede? I don't know. He headbutted.
He
some
didn't injure
foreign
him.
dude.
He wasn't injured.
Didn't injure him.
That was the same guy who concussed Lacosta though, wasn't it?
That was yeah. So
Who did injure Lacosta?
who did injure Lacosta?
Yeah.
quite
I'm not
badly,
condoning the
yeah.
headbutt,
No, neither
obviously,
am I.
but,
Well,
No,
actually, I was.
yeah.
The headbutt was
So-
wrong.
Yeah.
But he must have been injuring people. Just look at the bans he took.
Yeah.
The linesman, he must have been.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
must have been laid up for some time,
He's
surely.
still out, isn't he?
No,
Is he?
I think
No?
he finished the game, didn't he? That same night.
Did he?
Pretty sure, yeah. Or the
But he did get payback on the Giants though for what happened to him, didn't he? When he
you're right, he did. He did.
when he got Mason out for the remainder of the month.
Well, yeah, but he played the rest of the game and the next
Oh.
night.
Well, I think he was playing with his band as
And
well,
played a
wasn't
concert. And played a gig in the rig after the So he wasn't injured either, was he?
he? Maybe didn't injure him. I think what you can say about Conboy is he did some really stupid things.
He did do some.
And there's no doubt that Conboy is a skilled hockey player. He did some stupid things, I think, that caught the eye of individuals in the league. And
No, don't say that. That's rubbish. Basically, he fell over and hurt a linesman, and the referees piled in. Yeah, he's a marked man in the league.
Effectively, I think what happened was they weren't happy because he couldn't be punished for the headbutt because it wasn't played under league rules, and they sought forever after to find a way to punish him, and he kept playing into their hands by doing stupid things on the ice.
Exactly. The headbutt, in reality, is the only sort of genuinely really poor show, I think. It
was stupid. It wasn't. And, it wasn't much of a headbutt, in fairness, because it was right by where I was. But even
and I have to say,
just don't do it.
No, that's true. Although I have to say, I'd rather take a headbutt from somebody with a full helmet and visor on than get punched in the face without a helmet on several times, like you would in a fight.
True.
Yeah. So you have to kind of balance it out that way. So I'm not condoning a headbutt, but we have to get some perspective here as well.
I would like to have seen Conboy doing his stuff on the ice, making the big checks.
Yeah.
Like if he injured somebody on a big check that he was going for and he mistimed it or whatever, as we know, the league looks on that much more favourably than back-chatting linesmen and and skating too close to him as you're going off the ice.
Yeah.
So I would much rather have seen Conboy use his physical side in that way.
Yeah.
Personally, I think that the way things have been, there's no way that Conboy could continue in the league because we would be losing him all the time. Things that he would do, which I feel other players probably wouldn't have got as harshly treated for, would probably be punished far more severely. Exactly. And that's always going to be an issue.
But also, as a fan group, we stood behind Voth through all of the issues that he had with bans and injuring people and throwing small children.
And Brad did injure people. Exactly. His size, unfortunately, led to injuries because of the big checks that he put in. And
we're a fan base, as I see it, that whine that the team doesn't stand up for itself.
Yeah.
Whine that we're not physical enough. We get a physical player in, we don't like him because he gets banned.
Well, you'd have to say there's a little bit of a balance because some today are posting that they're absolutely gutted that Conboy's gone and we're going to miss that physical edge, and others are saying, I told you so, he should have been gone ages ago. Exactly. And you'll always have that because you're never going to have everybody agreeing.
Exactly.
The fact is, if Conboy, with the skill that he's got and the size that he had and his presence, could have stayed on the ice and put in the shifts using his skill and put the big checks in, rather than grab somebody by the headbutt somebody, to fight with somebody who's on the floor who doesn't want to get up and fight. Then that's always you're always going to be in trouble. So unfortunately, Andrew has been he's caused his own downfall basically.
Exactly.
And I'm disappointed.
Well, he's been naive, hasn't he?
He has. But he probably in other leagues where he's played previously at higher levels like the AHL, they obviously don't view things quite the same way as they do here.
No.
So
it's a smaller league. It's a more personal league, isn't it? You're seeing the same referee every other week.
Yeah.
And if that guy doesn't like you, you're seeing him every other week.
It's disappointing that he's gone, and I hope he learns from it because if he goes somewhere else and I wouldn't want to see it go the same way everywhere he goes. No. I don't think it will.
No.
Because I'm not aware that he's had this major issue in the past. I don't think it will happen like that. I think for Cardiff, it's a major loss because it appears that every time we do get a bit physical in the game, we're getting very heavily punished for it.
Well, yeah, I mean, we saw the same with Chris Frank when he was here.
Yeah.
He was a bit of a red mist player.
He was a bit of a looney some of the times.
But
he was another guy, though, who quite often just put an illegal hit in. And he did put illegal hits in. Rather than just going and fighting somebody.
Yeah, do if you're going to do it, at least go for a check.
Yeah.
Don't just go and grab a guy or try and drag someone up off the floor or grab someone's face.
Or hit him in the numbers.
Yeah, go for a check. At least do it properly. At least try and play.
Exactly.
And I think going forward that's always going to be an issue because I don't know, if you're going to be able to get the level of control with Conboy for him to show his skill.
Very true. It's
So anyway, we're not going to. The fact is, we've got to move on to it. We're not going to see his skill.
No.
We have announced we are going to be signing the D-man,
which is good news.
Obviously we haven't got the D-man yet because we haven't announced that we have signed a D-man, but that's what we're looking at. A lot of fans are calling for a D-man. We're looking for a D-man. We know the sort of calibre of players they were looking at.
So does it mean that we're going to look for a tough D-man though? Because we lost a lot of toughness there without Conboy. That we did see a difference in the games he played in, where all of our players, they
had
did
a bit more space, had a bit more time,
absolutely. So are we going to sign somebody with that same impact? Because it has been an issue, and we've been pushed around, especially by Belfast the last couple of years, who've just done what they want against us. Nottingham as well, like Henley just owned us when they came down to our ring.
He was terrifying, wasn't he?
He was terrifying.
Yeah. I mean, the point you got to make is though, if
he
we
looked
get a
bigger than
D-man
the guy sat next to me,
and we get a big tough D-man in, do we want a D-man sat in the box for 10, 15 minutes a night?
Well, if they're legitimately tough, actually, they don't need to do a lot of that. Look at when Bissonnette was here; everyone went as quiet as a mouse when he was in the team.
Well, that is
because they knew what they'd have to deal with, and he never had to do anything.
No.
He shook his gloves at Sandrock once. Sandrock ended up in a bit of trouble mentally after that, I think, for the rest of the game, and that dealt with that issue straight away, didn't it? And I think he had that presence.
But that's a big reputation.
Yeah.
So if we want somebody to do that, we have to get someone with a big reputation. I don't know who's out there.
Or do we sign somebody who is going to bring the fans in again, because we're struggling to get results?
Could be.
Do we sign in? Okay, he's not a D man, but a John Morasti sort of character. Come in and do some.
No, because whoever we sign has now got to be spending time on the ice.
Exactly. Yeah.
Going forward, and I don't like using that word, but we've got to be winning games. And it harps back to everything else we've talked about. That the fans who come to watch want to see wins. If you're seeing wins, then some of the other things that go on off the ice around you are not really as important because you're seeing a win.
Exactly.
And then a lot of other things just seem a lot better. We've got to bring in a guy who's going to be on the ice, who's going to do a job, who's going to tighten up that back end and help Dan Lacosta.
Yep.
And
hopefully that'll be almost like a double signing, assuming Mark Smith's back within the next couple of weeks as well. And God, he was sorely missed, I thought, against Hull, because
he was more sorely missed than I expected. I have to be honest.
Yeah.
And then you really realise what he does when he's on the ice, when you don't see him on
the interview on Devils TV. It was saying he's not back this weekend.
No. But back for the following.
After,
I think that's being careful as much as anything, and I think that's wise.
I'd rather have him back in.
We want him back in working order, not
we need him because he's the only guy actually who will, if he needs to or if he's told to, stay back there and just do that defensive job, isn't he? As impressive as he's been actually though on the power play, he is that guy who'll just have the defensive responsibility and stick with it, isn't he?
We probably should move on.
We probably should move on. Yeah, we've been on Conboy for quite a while now, and unfortunately, probably the last time we're going to talk about him, unless.
And thank you for all you did for us, Andrew. If you see this, and good luck wherever you go, mate.
Hope you land somewhere nice.
One thing I really should say is that Conboy's taking an awful lot of bad press from people who never met him.
Yeah.
But Conboy off the ice and Conboy to talk to is a very, very nice guy. He was very pleasant. Always had a minute to speak, and he was very good with the kids and that off the ice. So I wouldn't want people thinking that the Conboy that you saw on the ice doing some daft stuff is the only Conboy that is. Conboy was a good guy.
Fair play. All right, so moving on from there, when we had our coaching change, we were 7th in the league. We made a big statement change. G went. Pope stepped behind the bench. We were promised change, weren't we? Have we seen that change? I mean, we're 9th now, as it stands.
Well, I think John's hit the nail on the head. We've got to start winning. It's got to the point where we've lost so many games that the not winning thing is an issue. And my general stance is I'd like to see us win the majority of our games at home and entertain. Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to build the club, because the majority of people haven't got a clue what the result was away, etc. So I think we've got to... And the entertainment at home is a big factor for me, and that's why I enjoyed that Hull game, even though we lost. It was a really entertaining game. It had hits, great goals, penalty shots, a few melees, all that sort of stuff. It was good, but we have got to start winning as well, haven't we? So
do you think the hockey's better now?
I've found it to be more intense overall, and for me, if the game is played at a more intense level, then it's a more enjoyable product.
Agreed. John,
but we've still got to win.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with Alad. I think there have been positive changes. I'm not necessarily sure that all the players are buying into it yet. I'd have to say there's still some that I feel are still performing at a similar level to what they were previously.
Yeah. There is that.
And then you look at it, and you've got two different coaches with the same group of players who are having the same issues with certain players. And is that so? Does that mean that G maybe wasn't being as supported as well as he should have been by some of the players on the team?
Could be.
And possibly that led to the issue that developed and the changes. And the same, we're still seeing some players not performing to the best of their ability under Brent. Now, it's very early days for Brent.
It is. I mean,
you can't actually. You can't.
No, I was. There's no way to say judge him on the 5 games. Is it now? 6 games.
I really hope that he can grab those players by the scruff of the neck and give them a shake and say, look, you're playing for that jersey, that badge. And to the Devils fans, that badge means everything.
We do a name on the front, more important name on the back.
You've done
definitely.
You just did it.
Come on.
You did it. You
I
did
got
it.
it in.
But it always is, isn't it? Because that's what you're playing for.
Yeah.
You're playing for the fans and you're playing for the team, Cardiff Devils, and it's very proud. It's a red. We're Welsh. It's a red jersey, and we expect you to go out there and give 100% every shift. Not 100% every couple of shifts. Every shift, 100%.
Right. We're a bit scared.
Get in that changing room, John.
Yeah, go on.
Give him a good talking to.
Just to motivate you.
I do agree with you though.
It's true. Well, there should be pride in wearing a jersey. I'm proud of wearing my jersey to the game, and I don't play. Why shouldn't I expect the players who go out there, no matter where they came from, no matter how big a team they played for in the past, to have pride in the jersey they're wearing, to go out there and do their best. For me and for every fan who's paid to get in there.
Yeah.
Because they'll get the support back from the fans, then win or lose, won't they? Because that is one thing about the Devils fan base that if that work ethic is there, they will back the team to the hilt. That's
what everybody wants to see. I think the intensity has improved, as you said, and I think that will go a long way. Yeah. But the fans still need to see wins. Yes. It's okay outskating the other team, having loads of possession, creating loads of shots. If you don't start sticking in the back of the net, there's always going to be an issue. And
exactly.
I sometimes feel that the routine that we run through in warm-ups, where we spend a lot of time shooting at the netminder so he gets warmed up, we then carry on within the game and we continue to shoot at the netminder. We seem to have difficulty in finding the top corners, the 5-hole some of the time, the bottom corners. And I've often wondered for many years when I've watched warm-ups, where there's some of the guys, you get like a muscle memory, you just continue to shoot in the same place.
Could be.
I know.
I mean, it does seem that every game we're saying, God, the other team's goalie had a good game, didn't he?
Well, how often do we give the away netminder
virtually
man of the match?
Every game.
Yeah.
So,
and we say that the guys who scored on the other team against us stuck it top corner, top shelf, bottom left, bottom right, 5-hole.
So we should be doing that too.
Well, we've got the quality on our team.
We really do. Yeah.
Just this season, I'd get the slight feeling that some of our players who are really superb players have maybe just lost that little edge of positioning the puck when you're shooting.
Yeah.
It's part of the time because we're still doing the attack with one man.
Yeah.
We got some nice rebounds off bounds. We had nobody in there to pick it up.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah. When Hull were attacking, it was always two guys coming forward with speed.
Much more difficult for Lacosta like that. Exactly, much more difficult for the D. Guys like Jake Morissette, who are absolutely skating out of their skin at the moment, picking up stray pucks all over the place. But
was class.
But then with nobody to lay the puck off to.
His back checking on Sunday as well was phenomenal.
Yeah. I thought, that was his best.
Yeah.
Best, and that was real pride in the jersey I saw in that performance.
Yeah, agreed.
I thought he was top draw Morissette in that game because he was doing a lot of sort of unnoticed things, winning a lot of pucks, a lot of battles.
No, I was very glad he got man. He did get man of the match, didn't he?
He did.
I was very glad he got man of the match because it would have been easy to award it to one of the scorers, one of the other guys.
Exactly, or Kirker, I guess, first game.
Yeah, we're tempted to award him, penalty. Yeah. But Morissette had a really outstanding. And you guys do have to. I'm not saying anybody hasn't got pride in the jersey in the team. All I'm saying is sometimes when they go out there, they sort of drift through shifts rather than their hands are up too quick to come back off the ice. We just need to see a bit more because some of our senior guys, they need to lead harder than they are. I'm not going to name names, but some of the guys, you expect it from. They got to be like Max killing himself every shift. I don't think he's getting the reward yet for it.
No.
Because we're not seeing him at the back of the net that often, but he's behind our net. He's picking the puck all around the ice.
He was another player.
He took a few heavy knocks in that game because he really stuck himself about. And fair play to the guy, big captain's performance.
Big hit. Yeah.
It's a bit like when you watch Keith for Belfast. He's always sticking himself everywhere.
Yeah, agreed.
He is. He's always in and about everything. Every now and again something goes wrong for him, but he's always in and about there working. So that's my feeling on it.
I agree. Alan, any thoughts? Anything you want to add?
Well, no, I think I said it at the start. I think we're definitely. I would say I'm enjoying the hockey more from the few games I've seen. Sort of more recently, I'm enjoying the hockey more. But at the end of the day, I think we've got to start winning, haven't we? With two competitive wins at home by
We're judged on the wins, really.
And I don't like to emphasise that too much because again, for me, it's not all about winning. I think ultimately you have got to win your majority of games at home because that's how you succeed as a club. That's how you get people in the door, and that's how you continue to improve the product. And I don't want to think, for me anyway, it's not all about the winning because in reality, we're not going to compete with those top 3 teams when it comes to the league, and we're not going to, over a league season, they're always going to be capable of spending more money while we're in that building.
As Panthers are showing right now, they just keep going out signing somebody new.
But
someone's got a cold, quick, get a guy in from Italy, quick.
Yeah, although didn't help them.
Didn't help them this week. No, we wanted to cover. Someone wanted to cover this. I don't know who it was, but
I think it was me.
Was you? Was it?
Yeah, because 2 fantastic results for 2 Scottish teams against.
Exactly. Yeah, Fife and the Capitals.
Because once again in
Giving
Fife,
Nottingham a spanking, basically.
there was a penalty shot awarded right at the end of the game in Fife again. Amazing.
Yeah.
Because that's happened too often for me for it to just be coincidence all the time. But and Regan saved it.
Yeah.
So well done to him. Well done to Fife. Great work.
Well done to the
and that was their pack of
and
barn thing, wasn't it? In Fife as well. So
yeah.
hopefully there are a lot of people up there to watch that. So.
And then the following day, Caps beat them as well. So well done to the Caps.
I mean, actually, it kind of affects us a little bit because apart from Belfast, who just seems to be winning sort of all the time. A lot of teams are, Nottingham are not doing particularly well. They've lost a lot of games. Sheffield lost a lot of games. So we're actually not a million miles away from the pack, even though we've had
those
a bit
top
of
3 teams of, and I never thought I'd say this, Nottingham, Dundee, Belfast, to start dropping points.
But the league is very competitive this year, so
I
think Doug was saying that Belfast will have a bad month soon, and they probably will go through a period where it doesn't quite go as well. Other teams are improving at the moment.
Looking forward to that month.
And talking about that, we're gonna face at least one of them this weekend, one of the improving teams.
We are. So let's go on to that. I mean, this weekend.
Nice segue.
So I wasn't it. It was really
like
just
bam!
Get in. Right, this weekend then. So getting wins. Coventry on Saturday.
Well, as we know, they got that useless player playing for them because their fans keep saying he's useless.
Absolutely rubbish. 2 points a game. Heinrich brother.
Heinrich 2.0.
Heinrich 2.0. Yeah.
Yeah.
2 points a game, and they don't like him.
I think what they're saying is basically, which all of us know, is that guy has bags of talent.
Yeah, but he could look lazy all day if he's getting 2 points a game. I don't care.
I think he probably could be getting 3 or 4 points a game, and I think that's probably what their issue is.
Yeah, maybe.
So
I have to say, the last time they were down, I know the whole team was pretty shocking.
They did
goaltender and Jinan aside, then a few of the British kids.
Tanaka.
But Tanaka, yeah. But there was a lot of poor performances. But he was.
Is he crotch thrusting again?
He was doing the thing.
We can't say what the thing is. It's rude.
Yes. But thingy,
Yeah.
What was I saying?
You were talking about Jinan.
Yeah.
I think you were going to mention Juicer.
You were going to mention.
You were going to mention Juicer because you love him.
Oh yeah. What I was going to say was Henrik didn't look. He did have a shocking game.
He did
against us.
It was poor.
So and the amount of turnovers the guy gave, but I presume he's.
That was a bad. That was
a bad game.
But
it was. They had no interest at all in that cup competition, did they? No. Really, you could see that.
When it comes
and
to
they haven't traditionally for a while now.
When it comes to guys like Selby sparking the blaze.
Well, he tried. He tried to spark. It was lovely the way you got that.
It wasn't Selby sparking the blaze. Anyway,
he tried to spark.
He tried, and they weren't having it.
They weren't interested. Fair play to him.
Yeah.
Fair play to Tanaka, who's got loads of energy, loads of drive, but no end product at the moment. No. But that'll probably come the way that he's going. I think that he'll probably get to that. Yeah. As it stands, unfortunately, Juicer came in and was doing pretty well. Now I think his line's gone off the boil.
Who's his line?
Is he on the line with Harvey and? I could be completely wrong, and I apologise if I am. But
Harvey and one of their other players.
Yeah. Basically, his line isn't performing at the moment.
Yeah.
I think Harvey's been taking a fair few pens, which probably isn't helping.
Exactly. So that's away Saturday.
Yeah, I think away Saturday there's another chance of a win there.
We've got a decent record against
Coventry. There's a good bunch of that from having travelled as well, so there'll be a good Devils travelling away.
So we'll probably lose then if there's lots of Devils fans there because
it depends on the music. I mean, really, if they play.
If they play Britney, we always play much better than Britney.
We do, and Beyonce as well. So
if you're watching Coventry, we don't like.
Have they got a drummer?
They've got cowbells. It's very similar.
Yeah, have you heard the cowbells?
No,
it's terrifying.
They've got cowbells.
It's like being stampeded by a herd of Highland cows.
When they do it, you'd imagine horned people running around everywhere.
Yeah,
horned people.
Horned. I was very careful how I worded that. Right, and then the following.
Quickly, if you go up to Coventry, say hello to Mr. Alligator when you're there. He's a lovely guy. He loves being called Mr. Alligator as well.
And on a personal note, wishing Stevie Chalmers a speedy recovery at places. He's still not back from his leg injury.
Is he not?
Is it a broken leg? I think he had. Still not recovered. No. So I saw he was sympathising with Stamkos, and understandably so.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a very nasty injury.
Yeah.
And then we go on to the side that we traditionally tend to exchange points with over the season.
We do. We tend to split the seasons, don't we?
Yeah.
So the Brayhead clan on Sunday at home.
And we kind of have a bit of an affinity with them.
I thought Mike Spark and the Blaze was bad.
And
we have an affinity with them.
But you
like
can't
that?
use that for the rest of the season.
What is our affinity with the clan then? I'm confused.
Me, Ryan Finity, Kenton Smith. But no, ever since the clan came about, there's always been a bit of, there's a lot of clan fans who like the Devils.
Yeah.
Traditionally at playoffs, clan tend to support the Devils, the majority of them.
Did they? Not the other year. They seemed to hate us quite passionately at one point at the playoffs.
Well, it was probably only a minority, I would have thought.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right, yeah. I mean, the clan fans are great when they come down.
Yeah. There'll be plenty of them down again. They'll be making a lot of racket. They have a netminder who's been playing superbly. Yep. He does have a wonderful surname, so I'm not really surprised that he's been performing up to his skin. Kyle Jones.
It's a funny surname, Kyle Jones.
Surname,
Shut up.
It's like a really common Welsh surname, isn't it?
It is. I think that's why he's really good. No, they've been playing very well. They've strengthened
Probably got a Welsh grandfather.
They've strengthened the squad. Yes, good point.
Have they? Because I saw today there's a new player on the way, but he's delayed. Is that right?
Cullen, he's very late. So I'm sure that's like 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
But he looked on paper to be a very good signing. But they've been a couple of shrewd signings recently, as you'd expect from Finner. I think they'll come in with a game plan similar to the way they played last time. And if we don't get on Jones early when he's given up a few rebounds, if he does, then we're probably going to struggle again. Because they got Chris Frank. They got a few physical guys in that team. They got a high skill level.
They do.
Yeah. I think they'll come down.
It's a good team, and it's that early level arena team, isn't it? They're starting to have that sort of spending power of an arena team almost.
Yeah, they've
got fans as well, haven't they? That help.
They have. Yeah. They got a big fan base. They've got a lot of people in it, a lot of season ticket holders, a lot of happy people. They've done some great stuff this season. They've had some live bands on the ice. We
wouldn't like that, so we can't do that.
No. But they've been doing some really good stuff this year, and I think their marketing has certainly jumped forward a lot,
which is great.
And I'm not saying this because I'm criticising the Devils. I'm just saying that from my point of view, having been there from the start with the clan, I've seen a big change with them this year. They've really moved on a few steps.
Big market as well, isn't it?
Yeah, very big market.
Let's do it.
Biggest in the league, probably, isn't it?
Could well be actually. West of Scotland.
Let's do it. We did it 2 weeks ago. We messed it up massively. We're doing it again. Score predictions.
What, Blaze? 4-2 to us.
4-2 to us at Blaze away. I'm going with that. I'm going to go with 4-3.
Oh, I was going to do that.
Haha, I got it for you.
What are you going with? Well, last time, Al, you came with some ridiculous score.
Like 96-4.
Yeah, but there was a coaching change.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We went from a daft to a Leyland, and I forgot that.
Go on then, what do you reckon?
Well, no.
You're not going to predict?
4-3.
4-3. All right, we're both 4-3. Sunday.
Devils win in overtime.
Okay, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be horrible. I'm gonna say it. We're gonna lose 3-2, and it's gonna be an empty net goal.
I think we will concede more than 3 if we don't have Mark Smith or a new D-man in. But I think we'll score some goals as well. So I'm gonna say 5-4 clan. 5-4
clan. So I think we're gonna lose 3-2.
Well, I think we're going to do a Houdini act, and we're going to pull something out. There's going to be a bit of escapology. We're going to pull something out right at the end of the game, and we're going to get a win in overtime.
And one of us will have a dunce cap on next week.
If we remember what we just...
Yeah, because we'll probably forget.
Thanks to everyone who watched. I know Alid's got a special little item for us on the end. Or have I missed anything out?
No, that's it really. I had written annoy Belfast fans. Kidding. And we've done that already, so it's fine.
and I hate to add, it wasn't me.
I know, it's usually you.
Well, apparently last week it was me, and I wasn't aware it was me.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think it was you.
I think, well, yeah. But it was you who took the plaque, so thanks.
Yeah, I said combo shouldn't go anywhere near the eyes.
So we'll be
definitely won't be getting anywhere near the eyes now.
We'll be covering both this week's
Not
games.
anywhere this week.
Match Night Live, covering both games.
Match Night Live is
fantastic as well. I have to add that. The guy who operates that, very good sense of humour. He's got a great guy with him feeding him information. He's a very fast typist.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Sees the game.
The keyboard
he
is
does.
about
so quickly.
He sees it very clearly. There's guys skating around on the ice.
the keyboard is about this big. It's hilarious.
Someone's got the puck. There's a man in white now doing something. Oh, we missed it out. Speedy recovered to Sam Motton after that. After the collision with
Faulkner.
Yeah,
he looked
painful.
a little bit. Yeah, he looked a bit banged up on
Was a bit
Sunday.
broken.
Still got his
nose.
moustache though, isn't he?
Yeah, moustache was fine. That was all.
Yeah.
That's all right.
That actually cushioned the blow, I think.
Did it?
But Sam had a broken nose and he was a bit sore after
Cut
that.
lip,
But
yeah,
fair play to the guy. He was still smiling after.
he was actually. Yeah, he asked to watch the hit back, didn't he? So,
He did. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was hoping I'd cut the replay, but I didn't because I thought it would be inappropriate to show an official being injured.
And now for my
So,
favourite part of our weekly show,
Well, yes.
Alan's socks.
I thought it was going to be food when he said that. I thought someone was bringing cake out or something.
We had
Oh
that
yeah, I
earlier.
haven't got any this week.
Yeah, no cake. Go on, get them out.
Well, shall I go close up?
Get your socks out for the lads. Go on.
This Hey?
Oh,
Come on.
you.
I can smell them from here.
So Alan is wearing
Superman socks.
No.
No.
No? Red 5.
he's wearing
Star Wars.
Sparta socks. In sort of honour of
Kirk
Ali's
of the
signing.
Berserker.
Although, I don't think he finished the season there, did he?
I can't remember.
So
Yeah.
maybe
Maybe not.
not. Although I think I saw him play actually.
You said we covered this earlier.
Did we? No, not on the camera though.
Yeah, we did.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yes, we did. You mentioned that you may have seen him play.
And then you went, well, I might not have. Which
But
is quite
and-
good.
and
Yeah,
they-
but we
and
weren't
they were very
filming
good.
then.
No, we
Yes.
were.
we
We
were.
really were.
It
Yeah,
was
but-
during the programme.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that was before you.
No, it was
No,
during the
It was
programme.
definitely during the programme, Alex.
So if I said on the program then, because that was after that.
No.
No, hopefully not.
Oh.
No. Anyway,
If
and
Alan
don't
swore
say
at
it
the
now.
Start, really sorry.
And thanks to everyone for watching. Thanks to Brett for sponsoring the programme again.
Good. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you all soon.
That's that.